I cannot even put into words the level at which I don't want to do this 5-mile run. Why don't I want to do a 5-mile run? Because it's a mile time trial on the second mile. So I have to run a mile, then run as hard as I can for a mile, and then struggle to run at all for the next 3 miles. I'd almost rather run 14 miles. I don't want to do this. It's like so uncomfortable, so much effort. I'm tired. Also, my day kind of already got messed up because the kids had a 2-hour delay. I'm behind on work already, and now it's making me feel overwhelmed because I have to get this run in. I really don't want to. I have no energy, which is probably my fault. Definitely dehydrated myself yesterday. I went skiing for the first time in years. Everything hurt. Like things that weren't, actually my legs felt very strong. My legs are not sore at all. So the strength work is working. But I got a headache. My calves are bruised because apparently my boots are too tight on my calves. Also, I have a really bad stomach ache. Yeah. Cool. Okay. You know what we have to do in this case? You know when this happens, what you have to do? You have to go step by step, and I'm going to take my own advice. Number 1, we're going to find pants, which might just be the sweatpants I'm wearing. Number 2, we got to get a sports bra. So let's start with those first 2 steps. And we're going to go step by step, even though we don't want to do it, and we're just going to get it done. We're not going to get overwhelmed by all the steps that we have to do. We're just going to think of one at a time. Here we go. I might be overdressing, but I'm not in the mood to be cold. I don't care. I have a long sleeve under this really thick, like, I don't even know what to call this. This is like, it's not a dainty sweatshirt. This is thick. Like, I'm gonna go, what am I trying to say? Functional. I'm gonna stop talking. And I'm wearing these leggings under these sweatpants. I'm going to regret this. Also, my drawstring is coming out, and that's upsetting. So what I'm going to do is look at the exact route that I used last time for my 5-mile run that had the time trial. Also, I'm loving these socks right now. They're not like specific to running. They're just Fruit of the Loom, like crew socks. They're very thin down here. You would think they're not, but they're very thin. I like that. I got them from Target. Nothing fancy here. I like, there's lots of really good running socks, and they're great and all, but when you find something like this that happens to work for your feet, just do it. You don't have to wear running socks. When I want to treat myself, sometimes I'll get some running socks. But for where I'm at right now, these are doing just fine. And they keep your ankles warm. Okay, all right. Looking cooler and cooler by the second. Where are my shoes? I think we're gonna go with the Reeboks today. I almost don't want to wear these because of how like clean they still look. These are a newer pair of the Float Zig ones. My other ones, they're just trashed. I get so many compliments on these when I wear them out, just like casually. I don't know if this colorway is out yet, but their other colorways are like just as cool. They're very like 90s-esque, very nostalgic, and I love them. Love. We're doing it. Oh my gosh. I bruised my tailbone, so that's cool too. Oh, we gotta untie these. If you guys listen to my podcast, non-members only, we're talking about, I guess maybe by the time this is out, we're talking about a very big thing for us that's coming up in February. Has to do with a sporting event. There's a couple clues. It's really funny with the podcast how it started with us like talking about stuff and morphed into us getting like media passes for these huge sporting events. Olympic trials, this thing coming up, track and field stuff. and we're just like rolling with it. And even when we don't have media passes for somewhere, we'll just go. If I'm already going there for something, like Boston Marathon weekend is a big one for us. We usually go and cheer, and we like podcast along the running route. And I feel like it just gives such a good idea. Like if you're listening, you just get an idea of the vibes and how the runners are feeling and the crowd, and how we're slowly deteriorating throughout the day because we're not eating or drinking, because we don't have to use the bathroom. It's a great time. Those episodes are some of my favorites. Okay, I forget why I started talking about that. Okay, see how I started off not wanting to do this at all? I had no energy. I was so overwhelmed. But when we just did one step, which was clothing related, finding a sports bra, then you just do the next step, and you get momentum, and you have less and less steps left until you're ready, and you get less and less overwhelmed. So now we are fully clothed. We just have to get our headphones on. We have the run programmed in my watch. All we have to do is physically walk outside. There's a stink bug on my phone. The audacity of these things. I don't know if you guys have stink bugs where you live. One time I found one on my toothpaste. Trash, immediate. I'm just watching it. Yep, just enjoying its new cell phone that it lives on now. Maybe it'll crawl in front of the camera because it's so close. Ugh, gross. Oh! Bucky. 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 Oh, you know what? He's not going to look at me. He's hungry. We got to feed Bucky. So this first mile is just a warm-up. So I'm doing the 30 seconds running, 30 seconds walking. And it feels good. The only annoying thing is every 30 seconds, my podcast or whatever I'm listening to is interrupted. It used to be like every minute and a half, which I didn't really notice as much. Also, it's too warm to be wearing what I'm wearing. Just finished the mile time trial. Let's say goodbye to miles 3, 4, and 5 because I'm literally not going to do them. My stomach, I'm going to spare you the details. I had to run home. I'm going to check the pace on this, and we're running to the bathroom. Okay. Okay, pace got slower. Not just slower, but slower than the first Magic Mile I did, which I think was like 9:46. This was 10:09 minutes per mile. It's hard for me to care much because traditionally I've never really cared about pace. I care about finishing a race. I care about having fun. I care about feeling strong. But like a number, especially pace, it's just like hard for me to be like, oh, shoot, I really need to care about that, or I really need to get faster. Unless it has to do with like, I'm literally not going to finish the race in time, then I'll want to get faster. So, did I have stuff against me here? Yes. I also said I was going to do the exact same route. It had some slight downhills on it, not really uphill. I totally forgot. I ran a mile out. I started at the wrong time, and it ended up with 2 uphills. I didn't say that in my video on social media because who really cares? But that probably didn't help me. Also, I'm wearing 20 pounds of clothes and I am overheated. Also, my stomach really hurts. And I'm so glad to be done. I didn't do mile 3, 4, 5. Literally don't care. I'm gonna rehydrate. I'm going to get my work done, and I'm going to be proud that I even got out for this run because that was a marathon in itself. So if you're sitting there and you're like, I do not want to do this, do what you can. Do what you can, and you'll feel so much better because you did something. So start with getting the first thing on your list. What do you need? Is it a sports bra? Do you have to find 2 socks? Do you know where your running shoes are? Start there and just boom, go with the momentum. Don't sit down. Don't sit down. Just keep going through the list. Before you know it, you're ready for your run. And all you have to do is right, left, out the door. Boom. You're welcome.